Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. Not the TV show. The album, Dad AF. The musical theater version. I'm just a girl who can't say no. Let's take off the Birkenstocks today. Let's take off I showed all of my Birkenstocks yesterday in a huge Macy's, Saks, Nordstrom, Amazon, Sephora haul that I did over on my review channel. Today, I reviewed the Burger King Impossible Burger. So if you want to know all about the new plant-based Impossible Burger from Burger King, go check it out. That video will be up on my Peter Reviews channel. Okay, let me get right in this video. I need a little, losing my cap. Losing my head and I'm losing my cap and I needed some chap. Okay, boost. Let's get right in this video. Today we're gonna talk about James Charles. We're gonna talk about his national anthem that he created, that he wrote at 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys, I can't believe it. You're never going to believe I created the most original acapella version of the national anthem you have ever heard in your entire life. I don't remember doing it. I did it at 4 o'clock in the morning. Here, listen to it. So if you don't know what you don't know is a lot. James Charles put up on his Instagram story, Snapchat, a couple, I don't know, it was like 2 weeks ago, something like that now, a week ago, that he had, it was when he did this arrangement for the Ace family basketball game, and he and his two friends, they sang the national anthem. Well, James woke up in the middle of the night, apparently, and he it came to him. Like, this incredible arrangement came to him, right? And so, and I said the last time, I don't know, that the hand of God must have touched him and these Rupee sisters, who we're going to talk about in just a second. So James, so he comes out and he claims that he came up with this arrangement. Claims, okay? So then all this stuff happens. Well, Tristan Paredes, who apparently I'm pronouncing his last name incorrectly, even though he and I have talked, and he hasn't said anything about it, and my husband's last name was exactly the same, and he pronounces it Paredes. So, anyway, Tristan Paredes, who I love his videos, and I've watched him for a long time, he did a reaction to the acapella version, okay? And the first video that he did was just, I'm giving you like the backstory. This is like, listen, okay? We're sitting up in my kitchen, you know, we're having our coffee for the day, not the Impossible Burger, the coffee from Starbucks, not sponsored, but I wish I was. And we're just sitting around, we're talking. Now, you've never heard of this story before, so I'm kind of giving you the background story. See, get it? Okay. So anyway, Tristan does this reaction video to the singing, and he said that they did a very nice job. He's actually very, what do you call it? I've said very about 100 times today. Woo! He's very complimentary. Very. He's very complimentary of all three of them, especially the girl singer in the group, okay? So apparently he put this video up, and then a lot of people came to him and said, actually, James didn't do this arrangement, okay? He claims that he did it, and I know that it's really, really hard to believe, you guys, okay? All of you Sister Squad stands out there. I know it's really, really hard to believe. There's literally a hair hanging off my hat. Not off my lip, but off my hat. Okay. But I know it's hard to believe that James Charles comes up with ideas, I don't know where he comes up with, and then claims that they're his, and other people go, but wait a second, like, we've seen that somewhere else, or you're not crediting the original source and whatever. James is kind of, it's becoming a problem, James, if you're watching this, that at this point, people are figuring out that this is what you do, okay? It's kind of becoming a theme with you at this point. And when I did my last video about it, a lot of people were speculating. People were like, James has to be at the top. James, his ego and his pride are too much. He can't credit somebody else. He can't give them credit for something. He has to be the one, the original, to come up with it, whatever, because, you know, I don't know. Is he threatened by these Rupee sisters that are sitting in the middle of, I don't know where, they're Georgia, Tennessee, somewhere, I don't know. I love these girls, okay? So anyway, so then Tristan makes a second video, Sister Scandal video, I think it was called Sister Scandal something, and he goes in and he explains what happened, that he started getting all these comments on his video that actually it wasn't James that made the original arrangement that he claimed that he wrote at 4 o'clock in the morning. I know, hard to believe. But it was actually these three sisters called the Rupee sisters, okay? And so I was like, what? no, Tachi, no. I was like, what just happened? I'm so, ding-a-ling-a-ling, sham-a-lang, dang, ding, dong, ding, ow, that, ding. How's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. Oh, hi, Jane, how are you? Well, I'm just sitting around the house today and I'm watching some James Charles videos. Jimmy, I love Jimmy, he's so nice. Yeah, Oh, I just love watching his videos. They're so original. Everyone's so original. I've never seen anything like it before in my entire life. Well, all right, Jane. What? The Women's League? Oh, the Women's League is tonight. I haven't even started cooking for it yet. I think I'll just bring a box pizza tonight, Totino's. Okay, Jane, bye. So anyway, I haven't done the drama phone in a couple days, so it's like, it's time. But anyway, so Tristan made this video, then I went and I watched this Ruby Sisters video that he linked below, and I was like, now, if you didn't watch that video, okay, I'm so technologically smart, I ain't got my glasses on, I can't do math, that instead of opening two different screens on my computer, I had two computers side by side, so I could watch them at the same time and be like, oh my god, they really are it's the exact same arrangement. Well, for all these people out there that were like, okay, I had so many James Charles stans that came to my video. I also had a lot of people that were like, okay, this is just what James does. This is who he is now, whatever. But it's not okay, okay? It's not okay to take somebody else's original idea, claim it as your own, and not credit it, okay? It is just, it's unethical. I don't understand it. To me, it's like, the other thing is when you could really, really help somebody else benefit or grow off of it. And so, what is it? I'm like so confused. Like, I said this at the end of the last video that I did about, what's going on here? Oh, that's just a wrinkle. I earned her. Okay, but I'm so confused. Like, why is it so tough just to say, I got this arrangement from the Ruby Sisters. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I'm so excited to perform it with my friends. Go check them out. They're amazing. They would have blown up through the roof. And for James right now, it would have been such a fantastic look, okay? I also have I want to say something about commentary channels in a second because of some things that have been said. But anyway, so I go today and I watch because I've been getting all these messages that they had uploaded a video. Now, when you go to the video, the Ruby Sisters, most of their music is gospel music. They are amazing grace, how sweet. Their singing is so much better than mine. I mean, maybe. But it is so good. Like, seriously, their singing is so good, okay? And I said the other day, I said in my video that they sing a lot of old standards, and people were like, standards? And I was like, okay, not like Frank Sinatra, Barbra Streisand standards, like gospel standards that I heard when I was like growing up as a kid, okay? I loved all that stuff. So anyway, their voices are absolutely amazing. Well, they came out with this video on the 6th, okay? And I need to tell you, I have had so many messages about this. And the video is called James Charles Sang Our National Anthem Arrangement. It currently has 42,811 views. Now, when Tristan shouted them out, they had 11,000 subscribers. They now have 22,832 subscribers. So thank you, Tristan, for doing the right thing and shouting out the people that actually sang or arranged the arrangement that James Charles sang. Can you imagine if James Charles had shouted them out? I mean, I'm just saying. Can you imagine? So the thing that was so amazing about this video, and when you go to the thumbnail, it says Sister Scandal on it. It's kind of hilarious. But when you watch this video, which is very short, it is 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Okay, first of all, these girls know how to throw a little sister shade, let me just tell you, but I don't think they meant to do that, okay? I think it was just who they are as people, but it was I was like, at the end, I was like, oh, they got in, all right. It was kind of funny. So anyway, they go in and they share about this and they're like, you know, apparently this big YouTuber, they have no idea who James Charles is. They're like, apparently this huge YouTuber named James Charles sang our arrangement. They don't say anything about him not crediting them, okay? They don't say anything. They say, we're honored that he sang our arrangement. Now that's called class, okay? That's called absolute class. When you come out and you just say, thank you for singing our arrangement. He didn't credit them. He didn't say anything about it. I looked. He still hasn't said anything about it, okay? He's been called out 5, 6 different ways, and he still is not coming out and saying, you know, I need to do the right thing. Thank you for your arrangement, blah, 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 whatever. Because he can't back down and act like he didn't actually arrange this exact same arrangement, which, by the way, they sing in the last 2 minutes of the video perfectly, okay, mind you. And they explain where they came up with the arrangement. They credit Beyonce and other people in there. I think the Gaither family sister, or the singers, and some other people in there, okay? And they talk about how they came up with the arrangement. They reference the video that they put up 7 years ago on YouTube, and that it's been up there all this time for anybody that might have any questions about it. And they thank Tristan for shouting them out in their video. It was one of the classiest videos I've ever seen in my entire life, and it made me love these women even more. They're just such a class act, and you can tell that all they want to do is sing, and they enjoy singing, and they love doing it. They even explained that the reason why they did the arrangement originally was because they were asked to do the national anthem for a church thing. It's so fantastically done. I mean, it's just so nice. But the shade, which nobody else will consider shade, but I thought it was kind of funny, was that at the end they're like, we should probably sing the arrangement. And so they sing the arrangement, I mean, with perfection, okay? Now, I have been known before, people have said, whatever you want. I have perfect pitch. Now, people have said I have perfect pitch. Tristan Paredes, he told me, we were talking, he told me, he said, you have perfect pitch. I don't know if you know it. I said, well, rock on, gold dust woman. Of course I do, I know that. But they had perfect pitch, okay? He never told me that. But they sang perfectly. I mean, it was amazing. It was so nice. It was so beautiful. And on the heels of all this, it was just like, okay, let's show you how it's done with our arrangement. But they didn't diss him. They didn't say anything nasty. They didn't have to. They just said, you know, it was an honor that somebody of this size and magnitude on YouTube sang our arrangement. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was very, very classy how they did it. So anyway, you think James Charles will ever come out and own the fact that he didn't write this arrangement? Or the next thing that happens? Or the next thing that happens? Or the next thing that happens? I don't know why it's important to James. I really don't. To take somebody else's idea and call it his own, I really have no idea. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know. I don't understand what it is. I really, really don't understand what it is, you know? I don't know if it's his need to always have the most original idea. I think that sometimes the thing that, as you get older, you kind of understand this sometimes. People don't really care if you're the most creative. People don't really care if you're the most original, the most innovative person in the entire world, okay? You know, the wheel can only be reinvented so many times, right? But I think that people do care how you treat others. And I do think that to show that you're crediting somebody, especially when he is known to not do that, would be a really great career move for him at this point. That would just be maybe some suggestion that I would make. Years and years and years ago, my husband and I, we own a website. He runs it now. It's all about electronic dance music. But back in the day, we interviewed a lot of celebrities, D-list celebrities, reality stars, and stuff like that. And we interviewed Kelly Cutrone, who is the owner of People's Revolution, the largest fashion PR company in the world. And she had her own reality show called Kel on Earth. She was also in The Hills, and she was also in The City, The Hills. That show is back. Listen, my husband watches that Hills. I cannot believe those people still hang out with each other. And does Misha Barton still sound exactly like she did on the OC 22 years ago? And I watched every episode of the OC. Don't think I didn't, okay? I still remember the episode when, was his name Ryan, and did he get killed or did Misha Barton get killed? I can never remember. She became like a surfer and got real weird, so I think he got killed. It was so tragic. Do you remember that? But anyway, I hope I didn't ruin it for you if you've never seen the OC. That was the show back in the day. Okay, but anyway, we were asking her one time, what do you do when other people steal your ideas? And she said, I let them have it. She said, I have 100, you know, new other ideas I can come up with. She's like, I'm a creative person. I can always think of somebody else. She goes, those that have to steal ideas are the most, you know, uncreative people out there. They have to steal them because they can't come up with ideas of their own. So if you're going to take somebody else's idea, you don't necessarily need to steal it, but at least credit them with it. It's a really good look. It's a really good way to help other people build their careers, and it makes you look like a kind, caring, compassionate person to anybody out there that would do that, you know? All right, I wanted to make a little comment about this. So, you know, I was thinking about this today that, like, you know, James is one of the people that has come out and said some things about commentary channels that, you know, like, he doesn't really like commentary channels. We know that. And whatever, and then I reached out to him after that, and we were trying to build the gap between all that a little bit. And he was very nice. He was really, really very nice about the whole situation. But you know, I was thinking about that, and then recently, Alfie Dies has come out, and he has been getting, you know, he spoke to, I think, like, you know, YouTube, and was complaining about commentary channels and stuff like that. You know, and it's really interesting to me, this whole conversation about commentary channels. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, it's interesting to me, and I was like, why would Alfie be somebody that came out? Oh, well, his, you know, his wife, Zoe, Zoe his wife? I don't watch them, so I don't know, okay? I have friends of mine that absolutely live for everything they do, but I don't think I've ever watched Zoe Sugg, is that her name? Or Alfie, I don't think I've ever watched one of their videos in my entire life. But anyway, apparently he had some things to say about commentary channels, which is interesting to me because he's not somebody that we're often making videos about. I'm just saying, okay? Boresville. That's probably why I don't watch his videos. I don't know, but some people love him. I have a good friend of mine that is probably so pissed right now that I just said that. I don't know. I have never watched his videos. But Zoe did come out with an advent calendar about 2 years ago. Do you remember this? And this was huge drama, okay? Because people were saying that it wasn't worth how much it was and blah, 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 whatever. And I actually just went and I looked it up because I wanted to make sure that I was correct about this. I was like, she is the one, right? And when I Googled Zoe Sugg calendar, it comes up all over the place. YouTuber's advent calendar for tweens was terrible and her excuse was even worse. Mashable. Zoella, that's her name. Zoella, yes. And she wrote some books, I think, too. Advent calendar has goods in it worth just $20. The $50, it says, Zoella's $50, or a 50-pound advent calendar has goods in it worth just 20 pounds. The Sun. No, Zoella is not scamming her fans with an advent calendar. Zoella releases calendar, I mean, it goes on and on and on, okay? There's a few videos about it, but there's not many. So here's my thing about it, right, okay? If you're a big enough YouTuber that you mess up big enough, like let's just talk about like the James Charles and Toddy situation. Even if drama and commentary channels aren't around anymore to show the receipts or give their commentary, like those stories hit national headlines. You know, bloggers were famous long before YouTubers were. It's just gonna go back to that again, right? So you're not gonna silence people by taking away the ability to be able to speak about these things, right? And yeah, it was interesting. I was watching this video yesterday by Smokey Glow. I don't know if you guys know Smokey Glow, but I really like her videos. And she did this whole video about, do drama channels actually help build beauty influencers? It's a very, very interesting video. I will link it below here. And she almost kind of does some, like, she goes in and does kind of like some analytical research talking about like the breakdown of it and all this kind of stuff. And it's interesting, you know, when you think about the play on that, and I've talked about this for a long time on my channel, when you go back and you look at like the movie stars of the 30s and 40s, you know, and they're coupling and getting together and breaking up and all this kind of stuff. And then you look at like the press around that and the Luella Parsons and those kind of people that were invited to all the parties, and they were basically writing, you know, like the page 6 gossip column, and you wanted to be in there because that meant that that was going to sell your movie. This is not a conspiracy. These are things that have been written about and come up with. These gossip columnists, they worked in coordination with the movie stars and the movie companies to put out certain stories. They wanted those stories being put out, you know? And it's like, I recently read this book and it was about old Hollywood. I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but it's interesting that, you know, back in it, I mean, it's very well known that certain people were put together to sell a movie, to sell things like that, right? So it's interesting to me, this whole discussion. Or is it that these people just don't want to get called out for the mistakes that they made? Then don't continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. You know, if people are accusing you of taking other people's content and not crediting them, just start crediting them with it. Like, it's really, and then there will be no more drama videos or commentary videos about it. It's not that deep, you know? So anyway, I don't know. What do you think about all of this? I will say this. You guys should go definitely check out the Ruby Sisters, their video. I will link it below. If you want to see a very, very classy way to address a situation like this, I was extremely impressed. I loved everything they did about it. So go check them out. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.